Hello, I'm Jonathan, and I'd like to welcome you to the latest Charity Digital Top 3. This week, I'm going to be talking some more about digital service delivery. I'm going to be pointing to some resources that I think you might find helpful. I'll be giving you my latest work from home tip. But let's start off by considering the news. So at the end of last week, we heard that the COVID-19 lockdown was going to be extended for another 3 weeks. And actually, it seems increasingly likely that we're going to have periods of lockdown that extend much longer than that. So we might have periods of relative release and then tightening up again as new flare-ups come through. But it seems that we're not going to be really through this until we've actually got a vaccine. And that probably won't be until next year. So those of you who rapidly digitized services thinking it was a short-term stopgap and you wouldn't have to think too much about it, or maybe put off digitizing them because you thought it would all blow over quickly, well, it's looking like that's not the case. And it's really with that in mind that we've recorded our latest podcast. So this is called How Do You Rapidly Digitize Your Services? You can get it either by visiting the Charity Digital website or through your normal podcast provider. This whole subject of digitizing of services is actually one that we're going to be digging into deeper over the coming weeks. And on Thursday, the 25th of June, I'm pleased to announce the follow-on to our conference, our Be More Digital conference. And this is called Be More Digital Leadership Day. It's going to comprise 10 hours of sessions that you can join totally free of charge, really digging into lots of different areas of both digital service delivery and leadership in that environment as well. Further details on this will be released in due course. If you follow us already, you'll get those. Otherwise, I suggest you head over to our site and register now to keep informed. Let's now talk about some of the new resources that we've released that I think could be helpful. First of all, we've got answers to our COVID questions. So we put, a few weeks ago, we put live a form where we said, raise any question you want and we'll provide you with an answer. But we've now dug all the way through those questions and we've published many of them to our website where you can see the answers. So these cover things like, what should I use for running discussion groups with young people, what's the most secure platform, and many other areas as well. So do please head over and access that. Additionally, I'd like to point to Chris Hall's presentation at the Project Everyone virtual conference. That was called Fighting Crisis with Content, and that has now been released as a podcast as well. One final thing I'd also like to talk about, which I think has been really interesting, has been an initiative. It's actually one that's been launched by the M-hance CEO called Haircut for Charity. That's where all of us guys who can't head down the barbers, we've all gone out and bought clippers now, and I've done it myself. And we have to post a before and after picture and contribute the amount of money that we've saved from the self-haircut to charity. So I've done that now. You can find my photos online. Don't laugh at them too much. But I think that's a really great initiative, really creative and simple, and a nice idea to raise a little bit more money for charity. So before I go, I said I'd share my latest work from home tip. This really came about as really over the course of the last week or so, I've become really frustrated that I found myself in basically wall-to-wall Zoom meetings. It just feels like I'm spending the whole day talking to people on Zoom. Now, I like talking to people, it's great to communicate, but the sad reality is I'm finding it really hard to get through all my work at the same time. And I think what's kind of snuck up on us is the fact that working from home used to be a time where we had lots of quiet time, we could get our heads down and we could do that kind of uninterrupted work. With the whole change to work from home all the time, that's not the case. So what's kind of snuck up is this booking in of meetings in whatever gap exists. And whereas I think many of us got quite disciplined at leaving gaps between meetings, booking times outside, that's just fallen apart for me in the work from home environment. So I'm going to have to actually dial back, apply some of those disciplines that I used to have in the office and apply them to my new work environment at home. Sounds simple. Of course, I should have done it from the start, but I haven't. These things crop up on all of us. I've done it now anyway. So that's my tip for the week. I hope you found today's content useful and helpful. And I hope you'll check in again with us this time next week. Thanks a lot and goodbye.